Because of your previous relationship with Meghan Markle, you've sometimes...
I didn't have a relationship with Meghan Markle.
You met up with her, you knew her.
I knew her briefly.
Right, so
Piers Morgan stormed off the set of his own morning show after a colleague called him out for his tirade against Meghan Markle and Prince Harry following their bombshell interview with Oprah Winfrey. Morgan, the host of ITV's Good Morning Britain, was called out by the show's weatherman Alex Beresford for viciously attacking Markle once again on Monday, and how the America's Got Talent judge dismissed issues of mental health and suicide discussed in the interview. Social media users captured the moment, which has been circulating online, and included the moment Beresford brought up Morgan's previous relationship with Markle, suggesting that he was somewhat obsessed with her.
And I understand that you've got a personal relationship with Meghan Markle, or had one, and she cut you off. She's entitled to cut you off if she wants to.
At that point, Piers is seen and heard abruptly leaving the set.
Okay, I'm done with this.
No.
Sorry, no. Sorry.
So, do you know what? That's pathetic.
You can track me, maybe not mine.
No.
See you later.
I'm being...
Sorry, can't do
This is
this.
absolutely diabolical behaviour.
Beresford's reference to Morgan's history with Markle stems from the two exchanging messages and meeting up for what Morgan referred to as a pub date in 2015. Speaking on Irish talk show The Late Late Show, Morgan gave his version of events, saying they met up for drinks and...
Then I put her in a cab, and it turned out to be a cab that took her to a party where she met Prince Harry. And then the next night they had a solo dinner together, and that was the last I ever heard from Meghan Markle.
On Monday's episode of Good Morning Britain, Morgan opened the show by repeatedly suggesting that Prince Harry had, quote, spray-gunned his family.
This is a 2-hour trash-a-thon of our royal family, of the monarchy, of everything the Queen has worked so hard for, and it's all been done as Prince Philip lies in hospital.
Morgan, however, focused most of his contempt for Markle, repeatedly accusing the Duchess of Sussex for lying, acting, and playing the victim, as well as belittling her claims of mental anguish and racism. Morgan's obsession with Markle led to a huge social media backlash, with mental health charity Mind also saying that it would be talking to ITV over Morgan's behavior. For more details on the story, visit thr.com. For the Hollywood Reporter News, I'm Neha Joy.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. My brothers and sisters, you will have to at some stage interact with the opposite sex, and even those who are not related to you. You will have to at some point as a human being, when you walk, when you perhaps might go to a public place, in public transport, maybe at a place of the marketplace or wherever else it may be at the doctors, at the pharmacies, at school, at university, wherever it may be, you will have to interact at some point with the opposite sex, those who are not related to you and not mahram. How should you interact with them? I tell you, there is one word: very respectfully. You might say those are 2 words. Well, very is only descriptive, but when it comes to respectfully, you need to understand that's the word. Be very respectful. Treat them as though they are, the favor of Allah upon you, the opportunity Allah has given you to address the opposite sex. It should be absolutely respectful. It's an act of worship to respect others. And don't ever address a person in a very cheap way, in a very derogatory way, vulgar, abusive, etc., or just without having any shame, shameless way. People just address others as though they have no scruples. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us an understanding. So I am here today to tell you, please respect the opposite sex and even the same gender. Respect all human beings. Make sure when you address them, you bear in mind all the rules and regulations, the rule of controlling your gaze and lowering it, the rule of speaking in a good tone, choosing good words, getting to the point, not saying that which is unnecessary, irrelevant, going into perhaps details that are embarrassing and so on, that which is unnecessary, putting people into a spot in a corner and so on. Remember that. Let's speak to others respectfully. We will have to interact. I interact, you interact, we all have to interact. I don't know of anyone who says, I've never had to in my life or will never have to interact with the opposite sex. You will. You're a human being and you need to do so respectfully. You need to understand the regulations, the rules, to the best of your ability and capacity. You will address them and inshallah use the best words, because Allah is watching. And whatever you've said is recorded, and it will be held for you or against you. Wouldn't you like on the Day of Judgment, beautiful book to come out, and this is the way you address the opposite sex? Every word you said is held for you and not against you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala let that happen for us. أقول قولي هذا وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله.